Good morning. 2 months ago today, I started the trail at Amicalola Falls. How about that? Come a long way. I'll be breaking the 800-mile mark today, I believe, if all goes well. They're saying bad storms again, starting this afternoon and especially this evening. So I got a little early start. I started walking about 6:30. So sun's coming up and it's a nice cool morning. So far it doesn't look too threatening. So we'll see how far I get, and I definitely would like to stay in a shelter tonight to avoid being soaked, but I don't know if that's going to play out because of the mileage that the shelters are at. So we'll see. Might just be soaked anyway. I'll keep you posted. That is tempting. I bet you that pool's nice and deep. A little bit chilly for that. Down here, the way the water runs through this little channel, looks like it's about 3 to 4 feet deep. Reminds me of like a lazy river at an amusement park. That would be really nice if it was about 90 degrees. I see why people get the Virginia blues. When I first came into Virginia, the first 100 miles or so, it was different. There was some beautiful pastures and just good scenery. You could see some towns. And then the past 100 miles or so, it's just back to the same mundane switchbacks, steep up, steep down, steep up, steep down, more up than down it seems like. And so I think if I make it to the Shenandoahs, well, I will. When I make it to the Shenandoahs, it should improve a little bit, be a different type of scenery again. But I would be willing to bet this is a section where most people develop the Virginia blues, and the dropout rate goes up in this state. I'm well over halfway. I don't even know what I'm guessing I probably have about 200 and something miles left. Already broke the 800 mark today, and that's without the approach trail, so that's just on the Appalachian itself. So that's an accomplishment, and it hasn't started raining. That's a nice thing. See you. Got 17.4 miles in today, and unfortunately I think I stopped a little bit too late because all the shelters, the shelter that was there was jammed. So I came into Buena Vista and got a room at the Buena Vista Motel. I hate to spend the money all the time, but what are you gonna do? Look at those clouds. It's been pouring since probably about 3 or 4 o'clock. I walked about 2 hours in it, and just nasty. It's supposed to rain all night, 1 to 2 inches of rain, so that's pretty steep. And then I'm gonna head out of here about 8 o'clock in the morning, and everything's drying, hanging up on the racks all around, pants over there. Everything's drying, so hopefully by morning it'll be a little bit dry, but then it's supposed to be wet again. So here we go again. But that's the end of a good day. Broke my 800 mark, 800 miles, so moving right along. All right, back to those old familiar conditions. Fog and rain. Day 61, beginning of day 61. And it's supposed to stop raining as the day goes on, so that's something to look forward to. I'm going to hit some really washed out areas on the trail, of course. Maybe some blowdowns because of the wind with the storm last night. So we'll see how it goes. I was glad I got out of the weather for the night. That was nice. On today's Friday, and I'm shooting for getting up to the Shenandoahs on Monday. So I am really looking forward to spending a couple hours with my daughter on Tuesday. She got her last exam on Monday. She's going to meet me in the Shenandoahs, maybe hike a small section with me. So, can't wait. So, I'll talk to you later. So, let me update you on my Osprey pack situation. If you recall, the waist belt was just too big since I've lost some weight. You can't adjust it any smaller. Called Osprey. Finally got a hold of them after a few weeks of trying. And they insisted that if they sent me a new buckle for the belt, that it would make it smaller. Well, I tried that, didn't work. And they had also said that if I cut the stitching that I had put in the adjustable waist belt, that it would be helpful as well. So after a week of trying it with the new buckle, got desperate, tried doing what they said. I cut the stitches last night, and so when I put it on, the Velcro doesn't hold. So I had to remedy the situation. I bought I can see my lens fogging up there, sorry. I bought the bag and got fitted at an REI in New Jersey. So REI has a policy you can return it up to a year for full refund. So I'm gonna do that. And I ordered a new pack from Z-Packs last night, and hopefully that'll be up to my daughter up in Charlottesville, and she can run it out to me. So we'll see how that goes. It's not that much of a cost differential, so we'll get the money from the return at REI and apply that to the new pack. So I got my fingers crossed that this helps. My shoulders are just getting beat up. So we'll see how that goes, and as the saga unfolds, I'll keep you posted. Hopefully the Z-Packs is good. It's supposed to be about 2-3 pounds lighter too, so that's a plus. Okay, I need help understanding the logic with something. That's where I just came from. Okay, notice it's nice and flat across here, nice and flat. But as I continued on the trail, does it go straight? No. But it goes backwards. So I just came from over there, flat land in between, so no erosion issues, and over there. So are there reasons for putting unnecessary turns out here that I'm not comprehending? I just don't get it. Walking 2 miles to go 1. I don't get it sometimes. And they said it was supposed to stop raining as time went on today. Somehow I'm thinking they might be wrong. The rain is a bit relentless, so came upon a shelter, nobody here, so I came in and I got my clothes hanging all over, my pack cover over there, my pants over here, everything. And the reason I didn't have my rain jacket on this morning is because I actually, stupid again, believed the weatherman and thought that it wouldn't rain. So by the time I got to the shelter, I was already just dripping. So I took all the clothes off and wrung them out. That's probably about another 10 pounds of water by the feel of it. And I got some leftover pizza from last night. So taking an early lunch break and see if the rain lets up a little bit. If not, then I'll throw the rain jacket on. See how it goes. Alright, put the wet clothes back on. The rain has stopped completely after I ate my lunch, and it's actually getting a little bit brighter out, so here we go. It's cold though. Putting these wet clothes on just makes you shiver. So I'll warm up quick when I'm hiking. This is the trail, guys. Look at this. Look how it's flowing. Wow. And many places like this today, many places. I am soaked. I'm sorry to tell you that I think while I'm out here on the trail, I've developed an addiction. Not to the prevalent, not to Mary Jane due to the prevalence of it out here, not to painkillers because of the constant discomfort that I'm in, but to, I'll show you, gummy worms. My first pack today, and I think I'm hooked. It's like crack. These things are habit forming. Oh my god. Good thing I only got one pack so I can kick the habit cold turkey. I'm at the priest's shelter right now, and I really didn't feel like stopping. It was 1/10 of a mile to come in here, but my water supply is pretty light, and I'm going to try to make it another 8 miles to make my 20 today. So I figured I better have some water there for the trip, and so I stopped here to get some water, and then I'll be on my way. It cleared enough to get a little view. Look at that. And they say that this rocky outcropping gives you a view to the south of the Little Priest, a mountain called the Little Priest. So I'm not sure which one that is. But the next mountain I go up I believe it's called the Priest because there's a shelter and it's called the Priest Shelter. So that's probably, I don't know how much you can see of it through the trees. It's actually hard in person to see it too, but this is a nice view all the way around from the top of the Priest and starting the descent down the other side. So it's actually just a little foggy out there, not bad at all, considering what this morning was like. So going down now. Trying to possibly make it to the Devil's Backbone tomorrow to camp out in the fields by their building. Devil's Backbone is a brewery down here, and they cater to hikers. So I might try and see if I can make it that far tomorrow. It's probably, if I do another 7 tonight, which I'm hoping to do to make my 20, I should be able to make it. It'll be about 12 and a half or 13 miles tomorrow, which shouldn't be bad at all, depending on the weather, of course, and the hills and everything. So I'll keep you posted on that, see if it works out. Sounds like a neat thing to do. Look at that view. Just taking a turn on the trail here. If you don't turn, that's where you go. Straight out off of there. Look how beautiful, though. And I'm down probably a good 500 at least feet from where I last showed you. So now you can make out buildings and things. Just gorgeous, though. Let's see, what direction is that? I guess the shadows are going that way, so that must be west. And that must be south, I'm looking at, I would guess. Not the direction I'm going. Just a short distance across there, but one slip and it could be pretty bad. So I just got to get over to there. And the first step isn't bad, but I don't see where I'm going to make my second step. I'll have to ponder this one for a while. Wow. Oh man. Well, I gotta turn the phone off for this one. Shoes and socks off. Hung them around my neck. Took the bottom of my pant legs off. They unzipped. And made it right through there. It was interesting. And that water is ice cold, I'm telling you. That really slowed me down. But I mean, it took about 20 minutes from start to finish of seeing what I had to do and then figuring out how to get across it and taking off the shoes and socks, tying them up, getting across the water, getting to the other side, putting them back on. So that's a loss of time. But it did feel kind of good on the feet. They're still a little bit painful from the cold. It was that cold that it actually hurt the feet a little bit. But I made it. So onward. Looks like I'm going to have my work cut out for me getting across that. I'll show you what it looks like when I get closer. Had to go to cross another stream. It wasn't as bad. Didn't have to take off the shoes and socks. And now it looks like I'm coming up on a third one. Third one in a row. Again, this one doesn't look as bad as that first one. I'm hoping when I get down there it won't look any worse. Not nearly the volume of water. No, I can walk right across there, no problem. Looks like another one for the shoes and socks and coming off. Yep. So I got my spot for the night. Tent set up. Just had some pizza and beer. And this is Harper's Creek shelter across the way. And it wasn't worth getting over there to ford that river. Well, it's a creek, but it's flowing like a river. And I would have had to go across over there. And I don't like to sleep in shelters too much anyway, so staying over here tonight. And just about that time. Good night.